If you're a volleyball player who's looking for a workout to help them jump higher, then this is the video you've been waiting for. Today, I'm going to walk you through my entire lower body workout with all of the sets and reps included and explain why I'll be using this workout to help me jump my highest as a washed up former D1 college player. My name is Greg Hersig and I played D1 volleyball in college, but now I mostly just play recreational beach doubles and fours. I also happen to have a master's degree in sports performance and currently run a business helping other adult volleyball players jump higher, hit harder, and get out of pain so that they can win more leagues and win more tournaments. Even though I'm a father of two who is well past his prime, I'm still really motivated to use my knowledge to help myself continue to make physical progress for volleyball, just like I do for other people. So I created a challenge for myself called the 34 at 34 challenge, where my only goal is to get my vertical in inches higher than my age, which is obviously 34, in the next 12 weeks. To complete this challenge, I'll be using all of the same resources that my team and I give our online volleyball clients to prove how well it works, including a custom program on our training app, following a nutrition program, tracking my vertical jump regularly, and closely tracking all of my strength numbers. As part of this challenge, I'll be documenting my workouts so that I can post them on here, and you can follow them as well if you like. So without further ado, let's get into the workouts. I started off with my warm-up, which is almost always with a sled. Today I'm doing a forward push followed by a backwards drag, and this is fantastic at getting all of your lower body muscles warmed up, getting your heart rate up, and it's really good for warming up your knees if you do have knee pain. This time I went down and back twice each set, so I did 4 total sets, and I increased the weight every time I did that. One of my personal limiting factors for a few years now have been my calf and ankle strength, so I followed the sled with these iso holds to help with that. I've rolled my left ankle more times than I can count, and I've actually torn both calves, so I spend a lot of extra time trying to strengthen them back up. Although your calves are not the most important muscles to help you jump higher, if they're weak, they'll be the limiting factor in putting force into the ground from your big muscles, so we need to make sure they're still strong. I did 2 different isos, one with the heel up and one with the heel down, and I did 2 sets of each for 30 seconds, increasing the weight each time until I found something heavy. Really quick, if you're looking for volleyball specific workouts, then check out the links in my description. One is for my workout membership, where you get access to a bunch of different workouts through our training app, or if you're an adult volleyball player over 25 who's ready to make a full transformation, then check out the other link for the application to our one-on-one elite coaching. Next, I move to what I consider warm-up plyometrics. These are exercises designed to prep my muscles and joints to jump. They're usually called extensive plyometrics or low-intensity plyometrics. I started with one of my favorites, which is the front foot elevated hop, and I did 30 reps on each leg. I was trying to keep most of my weight back on my working leg without letting that heel touch the ground. I paired those with these very specific squat jump bounces, where I dropped down into the lowest position that I'd use for something like a counter movement jump, and then I did small jumps or bounces there to directly prepare my knees and hips for that exercise. The counter movement jump is going to be my main test today, so I really want to be prepped for that. The counter movement jump is a good overall test of power, and in some ways it's actually a better test of progress than an actual full approach jump. Of course, the approach jump is what we primarily care about for hitting, but I think a counter movement jump can be a better test because there's less variables involved. Every step we take in our approach is another variable that can affect how high that jump is, which is why training something like jump technique is actually really important and beneficial. This also means we can get really good changes in our approach and vertical just from fixing technique, which is obviously good, but it doesn't necessarily mean that our speed or power or jumping ability is improving. It could just be we have better technique. With a counter movement jump, there's very little technique involved, so that makes it a very good measure of progress for something like what I'm doing. In an attempt to continue improving my counter movement jumps, I actually paired them with kettlebell swings. You can see a very similar crossover in the technique of a counter movement jump with the technique of a kettlebell swing. So pairing them together, the swing can actually help potentiate the jump, meaning the swings will help rev up our muscular and nervous systems to increase the power for our jumps. In this case, this actually did seem to work, where my starting counter movement jumps were around 25 inches, and then I finished at 27.7. Overall, a decent jump and will act as a good starting point for this challenge. The apex of this workout is these banded speed squats. These are a very specific squat that I'm using here, so pay attention to the details because you'll notice a couple things that I'm going to highlight. Number one, I'm going down to about parallel, even though I'm still using these boxes for a range of motion guide. I found that having a box to sit to helps me keep my range of motion consistent, so each rep is the same. I used to go completely ATG on all of my back squats, but now I don't really find utility in that anymore. I found that parallel is plenty. Number two, I'm using bands for accommodating resistance. As you stand up with the squat, the bands stretch and add more tension, meaning the weight is actually the highest at the top and lowest at the bottom. Not only does this make the weight the heaviest in the most jump specific position near the top, but it also helps you accelerate through the squat, increasing the power output of the squat, especially when you add 0.3. Number three, I'm tracking my bar speed with a velocity based training unit, or VBT. That's the string that's coming off the end of the bar with the small black box. This tells me how fast I'm moving the bar bar, which allows me to find the proper weight to hit the speed I need and gives me immediate feedback on my effort and intention, making sure I'm lifting the bar as fast as I can every time. Here, I'm aiming to find a weight where I can move 0.65 to 0.75 meters per second on each rep. This is a pretty advanced squat variation and setup, so if you are less experienced or don't have this equipment, simply increasing your normal back squat will do wonders for your vertical jump without something super specific. Last but not least, I finished off with some very straightforward posterior chain work, hitting some back extensions with dumbbells. My lower back and hamstrings just aren't as strong as I'd like them to be, so I'm really prioritizing posterior chain stuff with my accessory work during this program. I did 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps, working up to the heaviest weight that I could, which was 60 pounds in each hand, which gets pretty heavy. So there you have it, a pretty detailed look at one of the workouts I'm using to get my vertical jump higher than my age. Feel free to use this workout yourself as one of your lower body days, and make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the other workouts that I'm going to be posting during this challenge. Also, leave a comment down below with what kind of workouts I should post next, and I'll do it. If you're interested in more workouts like this for volleyball, or you just want to see what it would look like to work with us, there's a couple links down in my description that you can check out. One of them is for our workout membership, where you get access to multiple volleyball specific workout programs delivered to you through our app. The other is for our one-on-one elite coaching, which is the most comprehensive online volleyball transformation system on the planet, where you get to work one-on-one with a professional volleyball strength conditioning coach to get you things like a custom workout program, nutrition coaching, volleyball film review, and a whole lot more. So if you want some help taking your game to the next level, check out those links. Otherwise, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss detailed volleyball training like this.